What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about the Rivian IPO, ticker symbol RIVN. Just started trading yesterday, and they are up pretty massively off of their IPO price of around $78. So if you take a look at the chart, you can see they didn't even open at $78. They opened much above just because of how many bids there were. They opened at $106, so massive increase right off the bat. They did actually dip a little bit on the day. However, they recovered that in after hours and pre-market and are now up, making new all-time highs just moments ago of $122.42. So this stock is definitely a hot one. A lot of people are interested in it. It has a massive valuation tied to it. We're going to talk about what they do, where they could be going in the future, and what they've got going on. So first of all, we are going to look at the Rivian website just to see what it looks like. You can see right here that they basically show off one of their trucks, which starts at a cost of $67,500 right there. That's the cheapest vehicle they've got. And they haven't actually delivered all that many vehicles, which we're going to talk about in a second. But if you want, you can click configure now, and you can start building the truck. You can pre-order them. So it's going to take a while for them to actually get all those orders out, but they have the option that you can put some money down and pre-order the vehicle and then pay upon delivery. So the problem that I have noticed, though, is that they really haven't made that many vehicles or delivered that many vehicles. If you look into it, as of October 22nd, which was just a couple of weeks ago, they've only built 56 of their trucks and has only delivered 42 of them. And most of those 42 vehicles that they delivered only went to company employees. Okay, so they really haven't proven themselves in terms of how much they're able to produce, right? Back when they were making these vehicles, they were making them at an average of about 2 a day. So not the best production initially. Obviously, you can't expect the best when they just started producing the truck, but it is a little bit slow, at least when compared to their valuation, right? What you would expect them to have done if they have this high valuation of $115 billion. That's a rather massive market cap, and it's understandable, right? EV stocks get a lot of hype, and this company certainly could go sky high, right? Especially after IPO, right after IPO, it could certainly soar much, much higher than this. I mean, the sky is the limit regarding these IPOs that come out, especially with electric vehicle companies doing so well as of late. Lucid and Tesla stocks soaring. It's no surprise that Rivian stock is soaring as well, and it could go much higher in the short to midterm at least, right? However, over the long run, this market cap might come back to bite them. And I want to actually draw a comparison to a company like Ford, where in April they sold 197,000 vehicles, which is quite a few in April, right? And their market cap is only $78 billion. Now, obviously, Rivian has very luxurious and expensive vehicles, starting at $67,500, so much more than Ford. Ford typically ranges more in the $30,000 price range, $20,000 to $30,000, but still, Ford is definitely far ahead of Rivian in terms of where their company's at, and you can actually see that reflected in Ford's stock price. If you look over the past year, they have doubled over the past year, so they're doing very well. But still, you can see, even though they have been doing incredibly well over the past year, their market cap is still only $78 billion, and they've gotten involved in EVs too. So you can't just pin it on Rivian and say, well, they're involved in EVs, so they're going to be doing much better in the future. Ford is also involved in EVs and already has a much lower market cap than Rivian. So it leads me to believe that over the long term, Rivian might be falling off of a more fundamental evaluation of their company, right? I think that over the long term, they might be a little bit overvalued at the moment, at least, with what they've done thus far. However, that's not to say they can't pump up big. Okay, there really is potential with Rivian to be doing very well over the short term, especially if you look at the Google Trends data. You can see massive interest in Rivian stock, right? Obviously, we only got 2 days really to go off of, 2 trading days at least, when Rivian was trading, but you can already see tons of people searching for Rivian stock on this Google Trends chart. It'll be more interesting to see how this compares over the coming days and weeks. If they continue to lose a lot of search volume, then that might not be the best for them, but what could really help them take off is Reddit and Wall Street Bets, right? Reddit has been responsible for a lot of stock pumps. They are currently helping Tesla out. Tesla is currently the #1 trending stock on Reddit and Wall Street Bets, but Rivian is down here at number 15. Now, obviously, they just IPO'd. They just got the initial first couple hundred mentions on Reddit and the first couple hundred upvotes. So they are actually down 50% mention-wise over the past 24 hours, but that's to be expected, right? Today is the day after their IPO. They were obviously going to have far more mentions on the day of their IPO, but it'll be interesting to see if we can build off of the momentum of a potential pump, right? They're up 18% on the day. If people on Reddit and Wall Street Bets and other forums start to take account of this, start to look for them to make some potential gains on, then we could really see Rivian rising over the short to midterm. Now, obviously, These kinds of gains, the gains that you're going to get from people on Reddit and Wall Street Bets buying, aren't necessarily the most prolonged, and sometimes they are, like with AMC and GameStop. But Rivian doesn't seem like that big of a movement stock. It more so seems like some people might just be looking to take profits on it, right? They might just want to get in, make a quick buck, and then sell out, which could lead to a bigger dump later on, right? We can also see that on StockTwits, Rivian has been doing very well. It's the number 3 most active stock on StockTwits. Understandable, right after it IPOs, it's a massive market cap company. A lot of traders are going to be talking about it. And if we could get up to number 1 over the next couple of days, if people really start talking about this one more as it rises in price, that could contribute to some additional appreciation in value. As more people talk about a stock, the more likely people are to get in on it. Especially after a stock, for several days in a row is rising, traders will start to look to it as a momentum play. They'll want to get in, out of FOMO essentially. And if we could really break through these highs, right now we're kind of getting stopped out around 120. But we'll see if we can't break through 120 over the course of today. We were slightly higher just earlier at 122, but got shot down rather quickly. I would say if we could break through 120, we could be on a decent run up, right? We're already up 18% on the day, and Rivian is already a very large market cap, $115 billion market cap. So by no means do I think this stock is going to, double or triple in price, right? That would be absolutely out of the question, unless something insane happened for them, right? Unless some massive whales started buying in. But they certainly could run up 10, 20, 30, 40%, right? Just based off of the momentum. And, we've seen similar things with other IPOs, like Robinhood. When the Robinhood stock IPO'd, when Hood stock IPO'd, they went up massively, right? They IPO'd around $38. And a couple of days later, we're up at highs of 85 off of Reddit news. Wall Street Bets was buzzing about them. And, once again, this led to a very short-term massive appreciation in stock price. Now, you can see that they have since waned and actually fallen. Their earnings weren't great. They ended up falling more on that. And they're making close to all-time lows now. They just have to drop a couple more bucks to be making all-time lows. So this is not exactly what I would expect from Rivian, right? I think that they are going to do decently over the long term, right? But I think that at least right now, they're probably a little bit overvalued. You can see a similar thing with Coinbase on the day of their IPO. They IPO'd around $380, and they made it up to $429 on that day before sinking a bit. This is more like what I would expect to see from Rivian, right? I would expect to see them dip a bit after some of the hype wears off and then eventually start to make a rebound. Maybe once they've proven themselves more, delivered some more vehicles, that would be a potential catalyst to start seeing them rise again. So similar to Coinbase, I think Rivian might have a little bit of volatility ahead. We could certainly move much higher than this. But over the long term, I think we'll probably see a dip. And if you're looking to buy into Rivian over the long term, I would wait for that dip, in my opinion, right? This isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to wait for the dip if you don't want to. It's just my opinion on Rivian stock. I think they'll probably be dipping in the future, probably almost certainly getting below 100, well below 100. Just in terms of their valuation, it seems a little bit frothy right now. Over $100 billion valuation, I'm not too sure about them. So that's what I have about Rivian stock, right? I think that if I'm going to get in on this stock, I'll probably be waiting for a dip, and I may not even get in then, right? I think the whole EV market is getting a little frothy. People are definitely hyping it up a lot, and there is some money to be made there if you want to play the momentum. But as of right now, I'd rather keep my long-term money out of EVs for the most part, right? I'm mostly in Lucid and Tesla, and those are the ones that I'm happy with because I bought them far before they actually started pumping, right? So these new stocks that are IPOing like Rivian, I'm a little bit more wary of, but feel free to make your own choices. This isn't financial advice. This is just my opinion once again. So if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We do morning live streams every morning at 9. You can ask questions, do whatever you want in the live streams, hang out. And other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.